All right, I've got a review for you now of War for Wakanda, which is the expansion content for Marvel's Avengers game developed by Crystal Dynamics. Played this on the PlayStation 5. I played all the way through it. In fact, I streamed the entire thing from beginning to end on EPN's Twitch channel, twitch.tv/EPN. And the whole chunk of content, it was all the story-based piece of content, so I didn't get any multiplayer embellishment after I played the story stuff. But I got a good sense of the feel of the War for Wakanda. And I got to tell you, the story setup and the cut sequences, absolutely beautiful in this game. Definitely worth checking out. And the combat as Black Panther was wonderful as well. To play as T'Challa, he has got some incredibly athletic and acrobatic moves and some great projectile weaponry and some cool, supers that he can pull off. I was really getting into playing as a Black Panther and really enjoying the process. Unfortunately, the game does get mired down in the repetitive kind of mission structure and enemy creations that this game is kind of notorious for. And even though this isn't a long piece of DLC comparative to like the full length of games out there, it started to kind of wear on me. And you can feel it when you watch my stream. By the end of it, I was just like, oh my God, I want this to be over. And it wasn't because I didn't like the setting or the character or the moves or the feeling of power that the game effectively creates for you, or even, the storytelling aspects and the production value. The script is great, and the voiceover, and the sense of impending doom for Wakanda was really well represented. But it's mired in, you're beating up robots after robots after robots and spider bots, and things will just magically spawn, and you just got to take those characters out, and then you'll see the same characters spawn, and it's, over and over and over again. It's like a blender that's just stuck on repeat. It's just blending and blending and blending, and eventually I got to kind of like the end sequence and the boss sequence, and of course the checkpoint structure there was kind of weighted to you failing a few times and extending the length of the core experience, but I wasn't really happy at the end of it. And I feel like that's kind of, like a microcosm of the entire Avengers experience. Like, there's such excellent work in this game. The character mechanics for all of the characters are really cool, and they do great heroics and in cool areas. Each character's got a great sense of mobility and super cool athleticism and jumps and flips and swings and characters that can fly and lots of great acrobatic stuff as Black Panther. But each of the sections overstays its welcome because you're just fighting the same things over and over again, and there's just this huge emphasis on robotic technology, which just gets so tiresome. You just don't ever feel like there's a connection to the supervillain kind of threat there. It just feels so ubiquitous and spammy. It just feels like the designers were just spamming the bots, over and over and over again. That was true when I played through the story structure stuff in the original Avengers releases, and on all of the DLC that I played along the way. I've played all the Hawkeye stuff as well, and that's also true, even though it's more, I think, deftly presented in the War for Wakanda than ever before. It's also true in the core game experience. I loved my fight with Claw. I loved the way that he's integrated into the story, and the relationship between Shuri and T'Challa is all really cool. It's definitely an amazing free addition to the game, and maybe the way that I played it and streamed it all in kind of one sitting isn't the best way to appreciate the game. Maybe it's a game to kind of nibble at in general, even this DLC. But yeah, I uninstalled it. I beat it. I'm not really interested in going and jumping back into the multiplayer stuff, and it's unfortunate, like that was a real opportunity for Marvel and Crystal Dynamics to build something that would make us all want to dive back in. I'm not saying that I hate it or that I'll never revisit it, and if I can't wait to see what they do with Spider-Man. I think there's such excellent work in there. It's too much and too little at the same time. There's too much stuff in it, and there's too much repetition in it. And that's also true for the War for Wakanda. I appreciate a lot of it, but I certainly wasn't crazy about it. I would give the War for Wakanda expansion for Marvel's The Avengers a 7 out of 10.